Here's her counterpart, Alexis Jensen. Working the corners very effectively.
I mean, she is attacking the strike zone. Jensen, somebody who obviously we're seeing in the circle. Nebraska let her the first month just focus on pitching. When they felt that was honed in, they let her put a bat in her hands. And she's done some serious damage in the lineup. It's crazy to think Nebraska, 3 hitting pitchers in their lineup. I love it.
Check swing foul, and they've all been named Big Ten Pitcher of the Week.
The first time in program history, and we were even saying this, I can't remember another Big Ten program ever having that. To have 3 pitchers who've been honored in one season, it shows you how deep they are. And then they're all 3 of them are competing so well at the plate too.
Jacobson trying to continue her excellent start against the number 5 team in the country. 5 up and 5 down. Here's the 1-2 on Jensen. It gets out of play.
It feels like every time Nebraska's making contact, it just sounds loud. You know, they swing the bat so hard. They're just very much on their front foot right now. What I would love to see them do is stay patient on their backside. If you're Jensen right now with 2 strikes, let yourself be late, but make sure you're coming from power from your back leg.
Huskers belted 109 home runs last season. And Alexis Jensen an exception, but it's a roster that returned very much intact from a team that was just 1 win away from the College World Series last spring.
And being so close to something they worked so hard for, it was a really hard offseason where they came back, Ron Revelle set them down and said, let your heartbreak fuel you and motivate you. And you can tell this is a very player-led, motivated, driven team who's on a mission to get to Oklahoma City this year.
Well, this is a heck of an at-bat by Jensen. She was down 0-2, fights another one off.
This is really gritty, an off-speed pitch. She's able to let it travel deep and do just enough to spray it foul to keep herself alive.
Two strikeouts for Shelby Jacobson already, her first time through. Another foul ball.
I love how honest she is, pointing to the umpire where it hit her. She's somebody who this staff just describes as a ballpark brat. She lives at the cages in the facility. She's still there even when the coaches are going home because she just loves the game. You see it in the way she's competing. Is that one just fouls off of her shin guard? I wish I had those when I was playing because I still have the bumps and the bruises. Never went away.
You didn't play with a shin guard?
No, an elbow guard, but never a shin guard.
You make it sound like you played a long time ago. You're not that far removed from your college softball career. I can't believe that.
There's my last class that I played against is still on the field. After next year, then I'll feel old.
3-2 again. If this is your first time watching Alexis Jensen, you've seen her in the circle pitch with no outs and 2 on, get out of the inning with no runs allowed, and now she's having a really mature at-bat. 11 pitches in this at-bat. Here comes number 12. Ball 4. Jensen works a heck of a walk.
That's where Nebraska is so good at hunting for those little wins. When it feels like things aren't going their way at the plate, Jacobson has been mowing them down. It just takes a first year to draw a walk to change the tone.
Brings up Casey Hoffman, the right fielder. In-state product from Elkhorn, Nebraska. Bullseye, strike one.
She spent her first 2 seasons at Arkansas alongside the Kaminzin twins, but now is in year 2 at Nebraska and having one of her best years at the plate.
Carries a 5-game hit streak into this showdown. Nothing in 2.
Slowly, you're starting to see the swings and misses from Nebraska change into foul balls. And I always just wonder, I think what they're really good at is when somebody gets out, they come back to the dugout immediately and they're telling the rest of the dugout what they saw to try to learn as quickly as they can.
Good block by Blomberg, and Jensen dives back to first.
She's smiling because she knows how well Blomberg played that. She had no chance in running. That's a first-year catcher back there.
Played third base last season for Wisconsin. This is in play to second. And Hoffman is out. Good hustle by Kaylee Whitten to retire the side. Runner stranded on first. Bottom of the second coming up next.
There are no guarantees in sports. But one thing's for sure, when you can breathe better, game days are better. Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Sunday, the Hoosiers.
And it's strike 3 swinging.
Take on the Terps.
It is gone.
Big Ten Baseball. Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. On the Big Ten Network.
At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, we believe in working together to address real-world challenges. That's why we're proud to help farmers cultivate healthy food and landowners preserve and maintain forest land. We're proud to educate the next generation of teachers and drive groundbreaking medical research. Together, we make an impact that rings loud and clear. One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
Wisconsin has won its last 3 Big Ten series, and it's corresponded with a rise in their RPI ranking, now 36th. And Sydney, you were telling me if you're in the top 40, you've got a chance at the NCAA tournament.
Right now, they are fighting for an at-large bid, and Yvette Healy knows if they can walk away with even 1 win out of this 3-game series, they're looking at possibly another trip to NCAA tournament. It's also the highest RPI they've had since 2023.
Danny Lucy leads off the home half of the second inning. Badgers last went to the NCAA tournament in 2022. And they had a similar RPI ranking in 2023, just did not quite make the field that year.
And look at how many Big Ten teams are in top 60, and even just top 40, all having a chance to go into NCAA tournament. And that's the great thing about our conference growing and getting even stronger, is now you have, like Wisconsin, a ranked opportunity during the Big Ten regular season, and that's so valuable.
Badgers are 7-5 in the Big Ten. They played at UCLA to start conference play. They were swept by the Bruins, actually hit the ball pretty well. So if you factor in an 0-3 start to conference play, now they're sitting at 7-5. That is another marker of how the Badgers have bounced back.
They haven't won 3 straight Big Ten series, again, since 2023. So this program right now is moving the needle in the right direction.
Swing and a miss. Jensen strikes out Lucy, and there's 1 away. Speaking of the conference growing, our softball triple header continues next. Minnesota and number 22 Washington Coming up next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app, Huskies are undefeated in Big Ten play.
Morgan Reimer, their ace over there, one of the best pitchers in the nation. She's coming off of a summer playing for Team Canada. I watched her upset Team Japan, who's the #1 team in the world. She's scary good over there in Seattle.
Lots of weapons up in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon having an excellent season as well. Mackenzie Foster is at the dish. And on the check swing, she held up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beg your pardon, 2 balls, no strikes.
Just taking another look at this side view. Does her barrel cross the front part of the plate? That was pretty close.
Michael Hernandez, the third base umpire, with the call. Up and in.
You can tell Jensen's ball right now is dancing, but I'd love to see her contest these hitters even more. And that's one thing that in her weekly chat with Rhonda Revelle, they have every week. The goal this week that Lex was giving to herself was commanding her pitches through the zone, just like that. That's a beautiful rise ball that still has just as much break. Watch the way she pushes straight off that mound. She gets almost all the way to the front part of the circle. So when she's releasing that ball, it's around 37 feet away from the hitter.
Ball 4 to Mackenzie Foster. That snaps a streak of 3 straight strikeouts for Alexis Jensen. And the Badgers have runners on in each of the first 2 innings.
And this is a credit to Wisconsin because Jensen hardly walks hitters. Her and Jordy Fromm are some of the most consistent in terms of pounding the zone, strike-to-ball ratio. So they're doing a really good job at having some hard late takes.
Second free pass issued by Jensen tonight. Kaylee Whitten, the second baseman, takes up high. So an even distribution between balls and strikes for Jensen here. And a visit to the circle for Rhonda Revelle. This is, to your point, Sydney, the strike-to-walk ratio. Jensen and Fromm among the best in the nation this season.
And this is just magic from the pitching staff. But it's why Rhonda Revelle is having this conversation, because she knows how good Jensen can be.
Very similar numbers between Jensen and Fromm. Similar workload. 15 wins for Alexis Jensen already is remarkable. And 144 strikeouts to just 19 walks coming in. So to have 2 walks already, that's an uncharacteristic start for Jensen. Credit to Wisconsin's hitters. Whitten laces this ball into the gap in left center. Foster ends up on third base, and the Badgers are in business in the second.
Foster is so quick in her jump off first base. That was a great decision by Core, understanding that this is a line drive that is just scorched. Does a great job by Whitten going up to get a rise ball. Sends it on a line, but Foster off the jump is looking for third base. Core understands that she doesn't have her. It's not even a chance, so I'm going to eliminate the trail runner from being in scoring position as well.
Big fist bump for Kaylee Whitten off first base. And Whitten heads back to the dugout. A pinch runner. And the pinch runner is Ava Parent for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin understands they might not have a lot of opportunities. You want to capitalize with your speed when you get a chance.
And a throw down to third, and Foster dives back. Strike called on the bunt attempt by Hannah Conjure.
And Foster, you can see she just dead stops, turns back. This is a great throw by Farrell. However, now the Badgers have not just 1, but 2 runners in scoring position. A great job trail running there.
Whitten up to second base, and Conjure swings and misses, nothing in 2. Keeps the bat on her shoulder that time.
I'm happy to see her swing away because Alexis Jensen is one of the toughest pitchers to try to do a bunt against. With how good her rise ball is, I would rather take my chances with the bat in my hands.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 away.
Ice in your veins. That is Alexis Jensen. It feels like the second Wisconsin comes knocking at the door, she slams it shut. Expanding the zone, working her rise ball. You can tell her catcher fired up behind her is Jessie Farrell.
So here's Emily Bojan as the lineup turns over for Wisconsin. Strike 1 to Bojan. The Badgers are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position in this game. In the air and out of play.
Since the visit from Rhonda Revelle, you've noticed Alexis Jensen has been a lot more aggressive in the zone. She got burned on that one hit, but since then, the more she pounds the zone, the better she usually is.
Got Bojan down 0-2. She walked her in the first inning and strikes her out. 2 runners left in scoring position. The Badgers have left 4 on the bases. And we played 2 scoreless here in Madison. Alexis Jensen with a big strikeout to end the inning.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
From the logo. State Farm with the assist.
When your money is spread across multiple accounts, it's hard to see your full financial picture. You can count on Credit Karma to bring it all together. Because when you connect your accounts, you'll reveal new ways to save more, improve spending habits, and pay down debt with extra funds. The more you connect, the more we show you how to grow your money. Download Intuit Credit Karma to get started.
After 40, it's harder to stay in shape. That's because as testosterone levels decline with age, we lose energy. It's harder to stay strong and focused. Introducing Nugenix Total T2, combining a 100% drug-free next-gen T booster that significantly increases testosterone levels with a powerful nitric oxide booster that starts increasing blood flow and oxygen in muscles in just 3 hours. T2 will help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle now. Text FIELD to 231-231.
Coach, some tense moments early in the game. You've done a good job pitching around runners on base. Why is that so far?
Well, Lex just really bared down there the last couple innings and, did what she did and competed well. And, one of the things that I told her after that is that let's get into that mentality beforehand. It's not that they're not going to have runners on base, but we certainly don't want to put them on for free.
Coach, you always know what to say to your players. What do you want to say to your offense right now and the adjustments they need to make against Jacobson to be successful?
Well, she's doing a really nice job. It looks like she's got 3 speeds going, and so we've got to manage the zone. We can't go after all of them. So we've got to hunt what we're hunting and work to have good timing and get a good swing off. She's doing a really nice job. I'm very impressed.
Coach, thank you very much, and a belated congratulations on 1,200 wins.
Thank you.
The legend Rhonda Revelle won her 1,200th game as Nebraska's head coach on Sunday in a sweep of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I don't know how you summarize the career and the impact that she's had in one sentence or one word.
She's made the game better. I think that's exactly how I would describe it. Somebody who truly cares about our sport and our conference. And even when we talked to Yvette Healy, she said, once this series is done, I'm going to call Rhonda Revelle, and she always tells me, what can I do better for my team? She's made me a better coach. To be able to call an in-conference rival and to have that type of relationship, Rhonda Revelle cares about making this place better.
Yeah, how often can you say that? You call up a rival coach and get advice after a series. It's a testament to her attitude towards making everybody better, friend and foe alike.
And I love the credit she gave to Jacobson and a really good insight, because right now she is throwing 3 different speeds. And what that means is obviously you have the off speed, that's going to be the slowest pitch, her changeup, but it's her drop ball and her rise ball. They're 2 different pitches right now. Her drop ball's coming in around 65, that rise ball a little slower, and that makes it even harder for a hitter, because not only are you seeing different spin, you're seeing different speed.
Samantha Bland, the Nebraska third baseman, taking all the way on 3-0. There's a leadoff walk issued by Shelby Jacobson. So the Cornhuskers on a roll. Fastest to 30 wins since 2011, and they've gone 11-1 to start Big Ten play. That includes a series win against UCLA, who handed Nebraska their only loss of conference play, a 6-5 defeat in the middle game of that series. Lauren Kamenson drops the bunt down. Shelby Jacobson fields her position. That was the second baseman, Whitten, covering first. Bland advances to second, and the Huskers play a little small ball to get a runner in scoring position.
Kamenson is somebody who I keep saying is one of the sneakiest, best 9-hole hitters in the country, because she can run into balls, but then she can also drop down a sac bunt, and she's just so selfless and always setting up her team to be in a better position when the top of the order comes up.
Top of the order is Jordy Fromm. She popped out to third in the first inning. Just looking at the law of averages, she's batting .445, 0 for 1 today. She's can almost pencil her in for a knock here, but we'll see what Shelby Jacobson has to say about that.
She's just so good at making adjustments. We asked Rhonda, we said, a player at her level, how is she continuing to get better? And one of the things she said Fromm really worked on, if I have 10 seconds between a pitch, can I lose my frustration even quicker? Can I lose it in 3 seconds or 2 seconds? So I'm constantly just focused on what's next and getting in compete mode.
Bland dancing off second base. 99.9% of players are striving to get to the level that Jordy Fromm plays at. So Rhonda Revelle was telling us for Fromm, it's a case of micro adjustments, just very, very nuanced tweaks and adjustments. Chopper foul, it's 2-2.
You know, so many of them are mental and emotional adjustments at her level, because she has all of the physical attributes. I mean, she truly is the Shohei Ohtani of our sport, doing both of them at the highest level.
Trying to give Nebraska a lead in the third. In the air, deep left center, and it lands on the warning track. Bland races around third, she scores, and Fromm hits a triple to give Nebraska a 1-0 lead.
Fromm not only has the power, but she has the speed. She stays in her back leg, delivers her barrel, gets on top of the ball. The second she makes contact, she goes sprinting out of the box. I think for a while, everybody thought this was out. And she's going to take advantage. If you play her too close as an outfield, look out. Fromm has multiple triples on the year.
It's her 35th run batted in. She's on a triples tear. Had 2-3 baggers against Rutgers last weekend.
She now brings her total up to 4 for this season.
Hannah Kaur stands in on the right side. Chance for a crooked number for the Huskers here with a runner on third.
now's when we're going to see what grit is Shelby Jacobson made of. Nebraska throws the first punch, but how can she go back to that rise ball that she was throwing so well through the zone? Let it go that Fromm hit it.
In the air to shallow left. Conjure makes the catch at short. Caught that ball at her chest. Probably had a lot of English on it.
She did a good job keeping her feet moving. And let's be real, these teams don't play under the lights often. This is a primetime game late at night. Sometimes when you're looking up, you just see so many lights. She did the best thing. Just keep your feet moving, keep tracking until the very last second.
Anna Kamenzen takes a strike. You might have noticed the visor that Conjure was wearing. The Badgers have a tradition of community service on game days, and they volunteered at the UW Health Children's Hospital today.
And on Sunday, those patients, the children who helped decorated their visor, they're going to come, and it's going to be Cape Day, and they're all going to receive their own little cape. And I just think it's so neat the way that Yvette Healy and the rest of her team continue to give back to their community. These are some well-done visors. They visited some artists today.
It's similar to the wonderful tradition in college basketball of coaches versus cancer, where patients at a local children's hospital will design the sneakers that a coach will wear in a game. This is the softball version of that. Yes, I'm loving the designs as well.
Each one of them so unique, so special. And that's how you grow the game.
1-2, caught on the run by Whitten off second base. And that retires the side. An RBI triple for Jordy Fromm opens the scoring. Badgers get out of the inning with just one run allowed, but the Huskers strike first.
Mixed nuts have finally leveled up. Meet Blue Diamond almonds and more. Almonds, cashews, and pistachios in 3 signature flavors. Taste that's undeniable. Freshness guaranteed. Blue Diamond almonds and more. The flavorful nut mix.
I used to think that nothing can stop me. Then I faced bladder cancer and even leaks an opponent I could not run. But I knew I had to stay in the game. So take it from me. Don't be afraid to try the pin guards. It changes everything but you.
With Spectrum, I never miss.
I feel incredible.
Never miss a homer. Because I don't have the right app. Never miss one of these. Because I can't find my game. Spectrum makes it easy. All your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. I never miss.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
I taught for 20 years, but I started forgetting my lectures. Eventually, he had to quit. The early Alzheimer's diagnosis allowed us to take control of the situation.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Tomorrow, don't miss a spring volleyball, yes, volleyball doubleheader. The Huskers are on the court in South Dakota for action against Iowa State, and then Penn State hosts Villanova. Live coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Big Red Nation loves a little spring volleyball. And it's a great spring for Nebraska athletics with the success of the softball and baseball teams. Of course, the men's basketball team, an historic run at the NCAA tournament. The women's basketball team made another NCAA tournament. This one's on the ground off the bat of Hillary Blomberg, and it's misplayed at second base by Lauren Kamenzen. Runner aboard for the Badgers to start the bottom of the third.
This is a tough play all around, a swinging bunt. Look at the rotation. It jammed Hillary Blomberg, and that's just a really tough pitch to go in field. It had a lot of English on it. Oh, she hit that so far out in front. Jensen had fooled her. She barely got her barrel on it.
So the Badgers have put runners on in all 3 innings now. In the 3-hole, this is Kendra Lewis. First pitch swinging on the ground to first. Fromm to Kamenzen, who covers the base. And a runner in scoring position now. Blomberg up to second.
They are so far out in front of the ball. But you know what I'm most impressed about? How quickly Kamenzen forgot about the first mistake, because the game knows that next pitch, it comes back and it's another weird play. So if she had any time where she was pouting about the last one, she wouldn't have made that second play. So it's a good job by her in her maturity at second base.
Jackie Showalter continues the trend of first pitch swinging, and what a web gem play at third by Samantha Bland on the hot corner. She throws out Jackie Showalter for the second out.
I mean, the play by Bland, she's gonna back pick this, get her footing across third base, and then it's the pick by Fromm. The amount of core strength you need to go across the diamond like that is so impressive. This is only Bland's second year playing third base too. She was new to the position last year, and now Rhonda Revelle said, I'll put her against any third baseman in the country.
You can see why with a play like that. Here's Olivia Bark, who keeps the bat on her shoulder for the first pitch. That was just the 5th pitch Alexis Jensen has thrown this inning. Badgers swinging early in counts here in the 3rd. Check swing foul.
It feels like you're starting to see Jensen, who is going a lot of vertical movement early in the game, go a little bit more east to west, where she can work her curveball, screwball. Rhonda Revelle calls the pitches herself, something she takes a great deal of pride in.
Off the plate, ball 2.
And that's her backdoor curveball. It's something that starts off the plate, and she tries to just hook it enough, catch a little bit of laces on the corner.
Blomberg, the runner on second base for Wisconsin. Bouncing ball to short. Kuzak puts Bark away. And Nebraska strands another runner in scoring position. We go to the 4th. 1-0 Nebraska.
I'll give you my bike if you can prove you know your finances.
Sure.
How many subscriptions are you paying for right now?
I don't know, like 4.
Let's download Rocket Money and we'll see if you're right. Okay, it actually looks like you're paying for 15, which is costing you $290 a month.
What? No way. Where are you getting this information?
Rocket Money has all your expenses in one place, and it even helps you create a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about those subscriptions. You can cancel the ones you don't want right from the app, and it'll even try to get you a refund on some of them.
That's actually pretty helpful.
Download Rocket Money today.
Dusk in the Wisconsin State Capitol. We start the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Nebraska. We're joined by Wisconsin head coach Yvette Healy. Coach, what needs to change? You're doing a great job getting runners on base. Now, how do you bring them in to score?
Yeah, I mean, I love where we're at. You know, we're pressuring them, and that's what we want to see. We're having some quality at bats. So, you know, the goal is just to keep it close, and so they're achieving the goal. We just want to keep going. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing.
Coach, you said it all comes down to belief, and the person I feel like I see the most belief in is Shelby Jacobson today. What are you seeing from your senior in the way she's leading?
You know, she's having fun. A lot of people see this as pressure, and she knows what a cool thing it is. It's her last season. She's just out there to let it all hang out. So it's nice to see her having fun.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Yvette Healy in her 16th season, coaching the Wisconsin Badgers. Over 400 wins in Madison, closing in on career win number 600. She was previously the head coach at Loyola Chicago before arriving in Madison. Her protege Shelby Jacobson misses up and away to Ava Kuzak, again the former Badger, here to start the 4th inning.
Right now, Healy 4 wins away from that 600 milestone. What an accomplishment that will be for her.
Just rereading the notes that we took from our conversation with Coach Healy during the week. She candidly said that when you're playing Nebraska, you have to be able to handle getting your butt kicked. And Wisconsin following, the keys to this series just by hanging around, fighting hard, keeping it close. Good start to this inning as Kuzak flies out to the left fielder, Mackenzie Foster.
In playing UCLA that first weekend of Big Ten, she said we were tested, and we came out, I think at first a little starry-eyed at how they're just hitting on another stratosphere, but by the end she had so many people coming up to her saying your team has fight. And since then that fight has grown, and you're seeing it today. They're a whole different team than they were a month ago.
This is Jessie Farrell, the Nebraska catcher. A little bit low ball one.
Farrell is somebody who came from UNLV where she had 19 career home runs. She has 9 this season, most of them though at the beginning of the year. She's got a really long swing and lately has just been a bit off time. It feels like the scouting reports were released. They found out how to pitch her. So since then she's made some mechanical adjustments and is trying to get back to that swing where she can get her hands through and extend.
She rolled her ankle a couple of weekends ago. It missed a couple of games. Started the first game of the Rutgers series, but did not play that entire weekend. But it seems like she's put that behind her. Three and one.
That's the second time that's happened to her. In her previous at-bat, and she's even smiling. She's probably thinking, why me? Where again, she's a catcher. She knows this zone. And credit to Blomberg, she's just found a way to get underneath that drop ball.
Puts this in the air to deep center field, and it's gone. Good thing it was a previous pitch strike, because Farrell leaves the yard on the next offering. And it's 2-0 Nebraska.
Anytime you can trade a walk for a home run, you do it 10 out of 10 times. Farrell does such a good job resetting, not being emotional. She's going to go opposite field and just crush a line drive. And that's that long extension they've been looking for her. Use every little bit of her long levers.
There's a Big Ten home run for you, Sydney. This ball is chopped up the first baseline by Alexis Jensen. And Jackie Showalter records the out herself, 2 away.
And another look at Farrell, just hitting that ball opposite field, just muscling it. It's such a beautiful swing when she's able to put it all together and show off that extension.
10 home runs for Farrell, her second season with double-digit home runs. Casey Hoffman takes a strike.
And in Nebraska's 30 wins, they have 8 run rules. So they've had a lot of games where they've been closer games, but they've always found a way to just be the tougher team.
That's the story of this series. 2 teams with toughness in their DNA. And it's been a hard-fought start to this game. Both teams with scoring chances. Wisconsin's put a ton of runners on base.
And this historically is a really competitive series. I was going back through the notes. The last 2 series these 2 teams have played, at least one of the games in the series has been to extra innings. So look out, Chris. We might need a cup of coffee. We could be here a while.
Well, that's happened to you and me before.
That is true. We know where the coffee machine is.
We know where the coffee machine is, yes. Here's the 1-2. Out to right. And it's played by the center fielder, Danny Lucy. Nebraska goes yard. And they take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. The catcher, Jessie Farrell, adds to Nebraska's lead.
Buying a car is kind of a big deal. With Car Gurus, you can search in your own words.
Sporty, fun to drive. Fits all the gear and the whole family. But like, cool.
Finally, a car search that fits you. Car Gurus, the #1 most visited car shopping site.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. New jobs, new projects. Celebrate your new year with quality tools and savings at Harbor Freight. Going on now. Don't miss unbeatable deals at Harbor Freight Spring Black Friday.
Saturday, Janisa Conway and the Wolverines.
And it's out of here!
Battle Taylor Cruz and the Buckeyes. Big Ten softball, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on the Big Ten Network.
Tomorrow morning, set your alarms. More softball comes your way. The Buckeyes face the Wolverines. Live coverage begins at 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Saw Michigan had an early lead over Ohio State to start the series tonight, and that was a slugfest. Sydney, 10-8, Michigan wins in the opener.
The common theme is a heavy offensive year. Taking a look at that UCLA score, Megan Grant broke her own record today. 27 home runs. Last year she set the Big Ten home run record with 26. We're only in mid-April, early April, and she already broke her own record. And what a week she's having, because on top of that, she's a dual sport athlete, and she just won a women's basketball national championship with UCLA. I mean, take a bow.
Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 on Danny Lucy to lead off the home half of the fourth inning. You were saying that you've seen a lot of football scores in the Big Ten this year, and that was another one put up by UCLA tonight.
I laugh all the time saying I'm so glad I pitched when I did, which was only 3 years ago, but since then it's been an offensive surge, and it starts with the data analytics. These teams know so much information on the pitchers coming in that it feels like such a huge advantage, and they can set their pitching machines to the exact spin rate and speed these pitchers throw.
Foul ball up third. Gosh, so a lot really has changed since you played. The power numbers, players wear shin guards now.
It's a whole new world out there.
Whole new world.
I'm just trying to keep up.
Rhonda Revelle has kept up. How many passing trends has she seen in the game of softball? How many landmark eras has she lived through in college athletics? Swing and a miss. Lucy strikes out for the second time tonight.
And I would say this is one of Revelle's best coaching years, and what she's doing from her freshman, calling pitches and the way that Jensen executes. Almost all of her strikeouts today upstairs with her rise ball.
Brings up Mackenzie Foster, who walked and was stranded on third in the second inning. Nebraska with 9 top 25 wins. So many of those were in just a brutal non-conference schedule. And you were telling me that was, of course, by design. I mean, Rhonda Revelle knows better than anybody what she has in her clubhouse this season, and why not go for it?
If we want to be the best, we have to beat the best early, and what that allowed them is to set themselves up to be in really good contention to not only host a regional in Lincoln, Nebraska, but I think with their resume, they should host a Supers as well. They, in February, took down 2 #1 seeds in the nation. That was Texas, the reigning champs, and then that was Texas Tech, who was runner-up last year. Speaks for itself.
Went 5-0 at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic in late February. Their best outing ever at that iconic early season college softball showdown. But Alexis Jensen has settled in nicely. A couple of strikeouts to start the fourth.
This time going with her curveball. This ball's just gonna break away against Foster.
Here's Kaylee Whitted. Whitten has the hardest hit ball of the night against Alexis Jensen, a double into the left center gap in the second. Badgers just 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. They've had opportunities, but Jensen has been at her best under pressure.
And I think back to what Yvette Healy said, what she loves most about Whitten in this lineup is most of the team likes to go opposite field. Whitten is the sole one who likes to turn on inside pitches. It's a really good matchup against a lefty whose balls spin into you.
Gloved by the shortstop, Kuzak. Heck of a play to throw out Whitten at first. Nebraska takes a 2-0 lead into the 5th.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep you out of the picture. Now, there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Get back in the picture. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver relief, repair, and remission. Feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year, and help people achieve lasting remission.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture with Skyrizi?
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and UC combined.
The DQ Blizzard Double Flip Deal is here. Buy 1 Blizzard treat and get a second for just 99 cents.
99 cents? That's bananas.
1, 2, 3, we got a DQ flavor, Savannah Bud.
The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Limited time. Get it in the DQ app.
Saturday, it's a huge spring volleyball doubleheader. First, the Huskers take the court in South Dakota for action against Iowa State. Then, the Nittany Lions host Villanova. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Big Ten Network.
Get 4!
Big strikeout.
And it's out of here!
Go behind the scenes of Big Ten softball with an all-new At the Plate, presented by Allstate, Sunday night on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Alexis Jensen, Nebraska's Friday night starter to open the weekend against Wisconsin, has held the Badgers off the board. Samantha Bland takes ball 1 inside from Shelby Jacobson. Wisconsin's offense tied for 4th in the Big Ten in batting average, so Jensen has done a good job neutralizing one of the better offenses in the Big Ten. Jacobson has pitched very effectively through 4+ as well.
What I really liked about Jacobson has been her response. She's only given up a very few well-hit balls, and since then she goes back and she gets the next out, and that's eliminated Nebraska from having some really big lopsided innings that they're used to having.
She pitched just 2 nights ago here at Goodman Diamond in a midweek game against Loyola Chicago. Badgers were down 6-0 in that game. They brought Jacobson out of the pen, and she threw the final 3 1/3 shutout as Wisconsin mounted a 6-run rally to win 7-6.
And Yvette Healy said, I was really bold in that decision as a coach, but she goes, I wanted my team to know I'm bringing in our ace because I believe we're going to come back in this game. And that sent a message to her entire team that ultimately rallied behind her.
Bland spoils one and the count full.
Bland is somebody who's hit in the 2 spot at times in this order. She does a really good job at just getting deep into counts, trying to work a walk.
This is on the diamond, caught by the shortstop, Hannah Conjure. Let's go back to Alexis Jensen. You like something about her mechanics.
Take a look at how far she gets off this mound. Her stride is so long. For somebody who is less, she's around 5'7", 5'8", the fact that she can get to the end of the circle, she's so good at utilizing her push, and that allows her to get so much effective velocity because she used that front foot as her wall.
Racking up a K count already.
And what I love is she's just a kid who's from Nebraska and so proud to be of it. 7 strikeouts tonight. She was 8 years old when she first met Rhonda Revelle. She was wearing black athletic type of glasses that has the strap on the back, if you could picture it, and she was asking Rhonda Revelle for her autograph. How about that?
It's just another testament to the impact that Rhonda Revelle has had in the state of Nebraska. And you could say the same thing for Yvette Healy with Wisconsin. You know, you get young players into local camps. I know you help out at these camps too, Sydney, and some of them grow up to eventually one day play for the big program. And it's a really cool full circle moment when that happens.
I think there's a lot of pride for both of these programs of being from the Midwest, and somebody who grew up in Wisconsin, 40 minutes away from Goodman Diamond. You only get a few months of the year to compete on the diamond. So that's one thing Yvette Healy says, I have so much pride that we're amongst the best in a cold weather state.
Hard hit ball by Lauren Kamenzind, who has done such a good job turning the lineup over for Nebraska. Here, a 1-out single.
To have a 9-hitter of this quality is Nebraska's superpower. She just rips this one through, sends it back up the middle. This is about middle out, but she just has so much power and muscling it through.
Huskers have a couple of superpowers. It's not the only thing that they've got in their arsenal. Here's Jordy Fromm. Belted a triple in the 3rd inning to drive in a run. Hunting early in the at-bat.
2 weeks ago, I had an opportunity to say to Jordy, you're in your senior year, how do you want to be remembered? She said, I want to be remembered as a competitor. And I just see that in her face, no matter if she's stepping on the mound or if she's stepping in the box. She's so locked in.
Facing Jacobson for the 3rd time tonight. Here's the 0-1. She bunts up first and foul.
That was a close one. Felt like everybody in the stadium was holding their breath because they had no chance at making a play. Showalter is so far back. She's caught off guard. That ball, Fromm is even looking to bunt in this situation. And by their hair on the chin, this finds a few rocks and bounces foul.
All right, well, there's something she can work on next week. Her bunting.
Is their bunting. That's what we need to see Fromm get better.
High ball 1.
You know, we laugh, but knowing her, I guarantee you she's going to be doing extra bunts at practice this week.
A rip and a miss. Jacobson using that new look rise ball strikes out Jordy Fromm.
It felt like a stare-off, a long-awaited pitch, and then Jacobson delivers, saying, I can do one better with the rise ball. This ball breaks above Fromm's shoulders.
Brings up Hannah Kaur. 1 on and 2 outs in the 5th.
And Kaur is somebody who's gotten hot recently because, granted, she was at Oklahoma, played a great deal for them, but she wasn't a consistent everyday hitter. So this has been the first season she's had to ride the highs and lows, and she's kind of finally at that middle pace.
One-0 popped up in the direction of Conjure at short. She fields her 3rd pop out of the game. 2-0. Middle 5, Huskers up.
I just wasted an hour learning how to use this finance app. Really? Mine just saved me $720. What? I think this one only tracks my spending. Why don't you just get Rocket Money? What's that? It's an app that tracks all your spending across all your accounts and finds you ways to save money. It looked at all my recurring charges and found where I was getting double charged for subscriptions I forgot I even had. So did you cancel them? Yep, right in the app. It also tries to get you a refund on that lost money. So far, I saved hundreds on canceling subscriptions alone. What's it called again? Rocket Money.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Globi's 2026 is already historic, but what's coming next is legendary. Are you ready?
More than ready, Andrea. With Spectrum TV, I can enjoy everything Telemundo has to offer.
Plus, even more on Peacock at no extra cost. Can you put it on my phone, please?
Of course. Get ready to enjoy it all.
Nice, because with Spectrum TV, you get Telemundo and even more with Peacock everywhere you go.
Here you go.
Oh my God, I'm ready to watch it all.
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
Series continues here in Madison tomorrow, and you can see all the action live on Big Ten Plus. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on. Some great hats and Badger gear and a noticeable youth presence at the game tonight with the number 5 team in the country in town. And a Conjure, the Wisconsin shortstop, leads off the bottom of the 5th with ball 1.
That's been really cool. Everywhere Nebraska has traveled, teams and stadiums have sold out. Fans have come out. They've done autograph sessions almost after every game. They're going to have one tomorrow in Madison. And they love that the home teams, they don't care. I've spoken to a lot of players. They say it's just so cool to see our stadium packed and that they want our autographs and Nebraska's.
Goodman Diamond opened in 1996. Ball bunted foul up against the screen.
This has been a tough lesson, I feel like, for Wisconsin all day long, how hard it is to get on top of Jensen's rise ball to bunt. They've got a lot of belief. They've done it before.
They sure do. A 2-run deficit is nothing compared to some of the hills the Badgers have climbed in the last week. On the ground to second. Camen's in. Quick play, and she throws Conjure out.
Camenton has been on her toes all day long at second base. Does a great job being aggressive. She's getting so many spinny balls, and that's attributed to how well Jensen is spinning them in her pitches because the hitters are being tied up and just hitting them off wonky parts of their bat.
Emily Bojan stands in. Base is clear, 1 out.
It's that backdoor curveball that Farrell's been working so hard for Jensen to get all day.
.35 game on base streak for Bojan. She extended in the first inning tonight, drew a leadoff walk in the bottom of the first.
And I keep thinking about Yvette Healy saying she asked Kayla Conowin, the only Big Ten player ever in Wisconsin history, what could I do better as a coach? What do you wish I would have done better while playing? She said, Coach, celebrating the little things. You can see it in this Wisconsin team. They're celebrating being in this game.
Bojan to right down the line, and it's caught by Casey Hoffman. She lost her cap, but makes the out.
Hoffman has done such a good job. She got into this starting rotation because of her bat, but it's been a pleasant surprise for the whole entire staff how well she's done at right field. She's made superwoman catches throughout the season, but it's also just the consistent routine plays like that.
Hillary Blomberg batting with the bases clear. That's exactly what Nebraska wants. Blomberg, the Badgers' leader in batting average, home runs, and RBI. She singled on the infield back in the third.
She's such a workhorse. She's somebody who you could see in this stadium almost all year round. And I say that because after she gets done playing collegiately for Wisconsin, she plays for the Madison Nightmares. It's a college summer league that started, and they play at Goodman softball. You have players from all over the country go in, compete in the summer. Players from Washington played in it with her. She's really spearheaded it and just loves getting as many at-bats as she can.
Ed Healy saying that everything kind of coming together perfectly for Blomberg this season, playing a position that she likes at catcher. She's got her sister on the team, Addie, who transferred in from South Dakota State. Having a great year offensively at the plate, just everything coming together in her junior season.
I always think it's a tribute to the game pays you back.
Out to center field. Core underneath it to end the inning. Nebraska tightening the screws defensively, up a pair.
Will you be there when I need help, just like State Farm?
Forget what we told you. It ain't worth squat. It doesn't make a difference if you're happy or not.
Need a lift? Stop living on a prayer and get State Farm.
Oh, now we're prepared. Oh, State Farm is there. State Farm is there.
That should hold it for now.
What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
Reaching your financial goals can feel impossible. But we can help you seize them. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Nebraska leads Wisconsin 2-0 in the top of the sixth. And fast forward to early September, the Nebraska volleyball team will participate in the Big Ten SEC Volleyball Challenge from, yes, Wrigley Field in Chicago. September 6th, the date. Penn State will also be featured. Tickets available, big10.org/WrigleyVB. For more information to secure your seats at the friendly confines. What an event that's going to be. And you said it, Sydney, I think we got to get softball at the friendly confines at some point next.
I'm going to keep saying it for anybody who wants to listen. It's been so special the way the conference has mixed in a variety of sports, and I'm manifesting that softball is next.
Spring volleyball coming your way tomorrow. This is a note especially for Nebraska Cornhusker fans. They're taking on Iowa State in South Dakota. And you can also watch Penn State Villanova. Spring volleyball for the second year in a row on the Big Ten Network as Lauren Kamenzen falls behind in the count 1 and 2.
And I have to tell you, like, I'm impressed with the crowd in Madison. I was able to go to Lincoln 2 weeks ago when they had their sold-out crowd. Largest crowd ever in program history. It was over 3,200 people. The way Husker Nation continues to show up for their team.
I said Lauren, I should have said Hannah Kamenzen, the batter, to clarify. Hannah up in the 3-hole, couple of lineouts tonight. 3-hole has been her spot. She has locked that down over her nearly 2 seasons in Lincoln. Of course, started her career as a Razorback at Arkansas. Just off the plate, full count.
She's done so well at just really elevating her swings against quality pitching. You look at 2 home runs against UCLA, and that's a pitch by Jacobson who just misses that one. But that's a corner she's gotten a good amount of today.
Lets her go ball 4. Kamenson's first trip on the bases tonight.
And Jacobson is somebody who you don't see go the full distance too often, and she's done a great job at it. Right now she's continuing to still be at her best, but she needs to stay at that level because this is your 3rd time through a really talented order. The last thing you want to do is give up 3 bases and leave extra outs on the field.
Ava Kuzak launches that one, but well fouled. This is Kuzak's first game at Goodman Diamond as a Nebraska Cornhusker.
And she knows that felt good off their swing. Just a little bit out in front. That's why she hooked it foul.
Huskers did not play Wisconsin last season, which was Kuzak's first in Lincoln. So this is her first game against her former team and at her former ballpark.
And you have to think about what a mind battle that is, because you know the ones calling pitches in the other dugout, they know your swing so well, and to try not to get too much in your head about what they're gonna throw you. It's a really good late take against Jacobson's rise ball. It breaks so deadly.
Kuzak with 10 homers on the season, 5 of them in Big Ten play. Trying to advance Hannah Kamenson now. Look out.
And that's her home run swing, and she's done a really great job. She's been spending a lot of time with Coach Miller, the hitting coach for Nebraska, going in extra. And they just fixed a few things in her body position that's allowed her to have a lot better smooth motion through the zone.
Gets to that one and puts it into left field, a base hit for Kuzak. Anna Kamenson up to second base, and the Huskers are in business here in the 6th.
And that's as quality hitting as you can get.
That was not her home run swing. That was just put the ball in play, but Jessie Farrell had her home run swing going back in the 4th.
We saw Farrell send a ball opposite field on a line drive. Curious to see the way Jacobson now comes back after that. Will she attack her inside, try to get her off speed or up in the hands?
Farrell to center field, and it's caught, no problem, by Danny Lucy. Big first out for Wisconsin.
And that's a pitch that's in the same spot where she hit her home run. However, it was an off-speed pitch, which she did a great job at catching. Farrell being extra aggressive, probably feeling really confident after that home run, but instead doesn't recognize it's an off-speed and gets her out on her front leg.
Brings up the freshman phenom, Alexis Jensen. Chopper to first. Showalter puts Jensen away, but both runners advance. Hannah Kamenson down to third, and Ava Kuzak now on second.
And Jensen's been just rolling over a little bit all day long. She tried to move in the front of the box to change her swing plane, not able to do so. Either way, you have to celebrate a little win. You moved your teammate 60 feet closer from extending your lead.
Yvette Healy out to the circle with Wisconsin pitching coach Mike Roberts.
Mike Roberts, somebody who was one of the best New Zealand pitchers ever. He played men's fast pitch, so what's really special about him is he could tell you to change something mechanically as a pitcher, but then go and show you how to do it himself. He was throwing BP on the field before this game to his team. And I think that's a really neat part when females are able to learn from men who play the sport as well, because they play it a little bit differently, especially in terms of pitching.
That's a fascinating bit of insight. You know, the adage, do as I say, not as I do, but he can do both. Watch how I do it and listen to what I say.
He's a Wisconsin native, coached so many top-level pitchers. Megan Kleist, who came out of Wisconsin, played for Oregon. I was lucky enough to learn from him at times. And but he does a really good job, and Yvette Healy can't say this enough, is he gets the most out of pitchers in their final years, which she says that's a lot of credit to a pitching coach for not just kind of giving up on them. They haven't had a great career their first few years, but committed to seeing them through till the very end. And that's where they've seen so many pitchers like Jacobson take huge strides their senior year.
One of the attributes of this Wisconsin team that makes them easy to root for, stories like Shelby Jacobson, like Emily Bojan, a position player, also having her best season as a senior. Here's Jacobson's 1-1 to Hoffman. On the ground through the circle. Picked up by the second baseman, Whitten. She throws home. Blomberg bobbles it. And Kuzak is in to score the second run of that sequence. Kuzak started that play on second base. Hannah Kamenzind had already scored, so 2 runs scratched across for the Huskers.
This is where Nebraska is so good. They create havoc on the bases, and then if they catch you sleeping, they will take full advantage. Kuzak could have caught herself in a tough situation, but trusts herself enough to go for it, understanding they have to not only make the perfect throw, but the perfect tag. Too much for Blomberg to handle.
Just put the ball in play, put stress on the defense. It is a 2 RBI single for Casey Hoffman as Nebraska doubles its lead.
And for Wisconsin right now, you're just trying to take a deep breath. You have 2 outs, put your infields back and go for your 3rd out.
Samantha Bland takes a strike. And a quick programming note, there is a pinch runner on first base for the Huskers, Kennedy Williams.
Williams also plays on Nebraska's women's basketball team. So she rejoined the team. She did laugh with Rhonda Ravel that cleats are a lot tighter than basketball shoes, but watch out, she's got a lot of speed on the bases.
Mom Amy is the head coach of the Nebraska women's basketball team.
We've got quite the dual athletes here in the Big Ten.
Sure do, yes. On 1-1. This ball evades Olivia Bark at 3rd.
How about that communication, though? You could hear Blomberg yelling, find the fence, and that's where she's just such a good leader. As a catcher, you're the only one who has all eyes on your defense. She just excels at her communication to her infield.
Swing and a miss. Struck her out, but Nebraska adds to its lead. A 2 RBI single by Casey Hoffman, and it's 4-0 in the 6th.
What's up at DQ? Your choice of 2 sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. It's a full-on flavor adventure with honey barbecue or creamy parm garlic. Hurry in for the sauced and tossed options from DQ. DQ, happy tastes good.
Introducing Gatorade Lower Sugar. No artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners, and 75% less sugar. Gatorade Lower Sugar. Hydrates better than water.
Part of my design philosophy stems from the idea that the world is chaotic. In designing a home, I can design a refuge from that. Spectrum Mobile allows us to expand the walls of our office to the job site. I can pull up information that I otherwise wouldn't have access to. The internet is much more of a tool for us. I cannot imagine running my business without Spectrum.
Get your business free fiber-powered internet forever. Call to find out how.
Fighting through forms for new car insurance rates can take forever. you can count on Credit Karma to speed things up. Because Credit Karma shows you personalized rates from top providers without the extra legwork. So you can get to the coverage you need ASAP. Download Intuit Credit Karma to get started.
Big Ten standings, Nebraska absolutely in the mix for a regular season title. And Wisconsin 7-5 in great position if you look ahead to the Big Ten tournament. And if they steal one this weekend against Nebraska, that would be a huge boost to their NCAA tournament resume also.
The parity is unbelievable in this conference, and it's going to be a close race to the finish. Because you look at this top 4 team, 3 of the top 4 all play each other in these final few weeks. So Wisconsin absolutely has an opportunity to creep up on that leaderboard.
Kendra Lewis in the 3-hole opens the bottom of the 6th at the plate.
Lewis had an All-American season last year, and she hit 400, 7 long balls. She also just brings a lot of fun to the team. She's bedazzled the cowboy home run hat that you can put on after you hit a home run. She's bedazzled softballs. She's bedazzled headbands for the team.
T-shirts.
Yeah. One that Yvette Healy said she might not be able to wear in public.
She grounds out to second there. Yes, gave a bedazzled Bucky T-shirt to Yvette Healy, her head coach. Haven't seen it, but based on Coach Healy's description, it's quite loud.
I love it. Be loud and proud of who you are. And right now, Wisconsin just needs to find a way to get Jensen out of her groove. And that's going to come down to, they can't hit all speeds. They have to attack either all hard and be willing to take that off-speed pitch. You see Showalter laughing it off. But you can't go all in on both, because then you just get up there and you start guessing.
Hillary Bromberg reached on an error to begin the bottom of the 3rd. That was the last base runner for Wisconsin. Jensen has retired 10 in a row, going for 11 against Jackie Showalter.
And her 15-2 record is the most wins by any first-year pitcher in the nation. So to think she could get 16 tonight is just unbelievable. And it saves Jordy Fromm, who is also their ace on their staff, from having to throw.
Here's Jackie Showalter with a game-winning grand slam on Saturday at Purdue. That's a good Purdue team as well, right in Wisconsin's part of the Big Ten standings, and that secured the series win for the Badgers and their 3rd straight Big Ten series win. So Showalter with plenty of pop in her bat, and remember, she's homered in her last 3 games, the 10th Badger to have a 3-game home run streak. And she strikes out, could not hold her swing on the appeal to the first base umpire, Bubba Ewald.
And Jensen feeling herself, trusting her spin through the zone. She comes in with a lot of fire. And that late break is just too tempting from Showalter. Yes, her barrel does indeed cross the front of the home plate. And there is just no room to breathe right now for the hitters. You step in the box, she gets ahead of the count.
Olivia Bark down 0-1. Jensen has struck out 8 tonight. Bark a strikeout victim back in the 1st.
Bark is somebody who was their leadoff last year, and Healy said she was promoted to the 4 spot this year. She always found a way to get on base. Now she wants her to drive people in, but she needs to find a way to get on base. Go back to your leadoff ways right now. You've been in these situations before when your team's been depending on you to create some sort of momentum and spark.
1-2 coming back. On the ground to Kamens into at second. No problem playing the high hop, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Alexis Jensen and the Huskers.
On your car insurance?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Try Insurify. We help you compare quotes and save half on your car insurance.
I like it when things are convenient and save me lots of money.
Go to Insurify.com and save up to $1,000 a year on your car insurance.
Mixed nuts have finally leveled up. Meet Blue Diamond almonds and more. Almonds, cashews, and pistachios in 3 signature flavors. Taste that's undeniable. Freshness guaranteed. Blue Diamond almonds and more. The flavorful nut mix.
I'm Premium Wireless for $15 a month at Mint Mobile. When I Premium Wireless for $15 a month, I think, why not Premium Wireless for $15 a month? Let's be honest, Premium Wireless for $15 a month, am I right? Let's just stop having AI write these, okay, guys?
Saturday, the Terps.
Maryland is piling on early.
Battle the Scarlet Knights.
And it's a goal.
In a men's lacrosse matchup. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on the Big Ten Network.
Something serious, yeah.
Something serious when you play the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They are a load to deal with both in the circle and at the plate. And, you know, it hasn't been a tour de force. Wisconsin has kept this a close game, but almost respect Nebraska more for wins like this where they've just been consistent, quietly taking care of business. They've pitched very well, courtesy of Alexis Jensen, and they've gotten timely hitting for power from players like Jordy Fromm and Jesse Farrell.
That's the DNA of this group. They've found so many different ways to win throughout the season. And as you mentioned, the Badgers have stuck right with them. I mean, this is a program who their last top 5 win came in 2019, where they beat #1 Oklahoma in the NCAA tournament. But since then, they haven't been in that mode to compete against the best of the best, and they're doing it tonight.
Lauren Kamenson in the 9-hole leads off the 7th inning. 1-ball, 2-strike count on her.
And Kamenson is somebody who, after last season, she went to Ronda Revelle and she said, I want to be better in my last year. I want to be the best 9-hole hitter I can be. I want to embrace this role. And she has just elevated her swing and made this team so much better.
Strike 3 looking as Shelby Jacobson starts the 7th inning with a strikeout. She struck out back-to-back batters now.
Jacobson just freezing her with the amount of spin on this pitch. And Blomberg all day long has found a way to get underneath her drop ball to make it a strike.
5th strikeout of the night for Shelby Jacobson. She struck out Jordy Fromm back in the 5th. Fromm, a modest night by her standards, but that RBI triple got Nebraska on the board. And that's her 2nd knock of the night. All the way to the fence. Lucy plays it back toward the infield. And Fromm gets up to 2nd base.
She heard you. She said, there's nothing modest about me. The way that she rips this ball to gift left over the middle of the plate, and Fromm will make you pay every time. And I'm actually surprised she held up and didn't try to go for 3 with her amount of speed we've seen on display. But that's where Fromm is so good, because she can have nights like tonight where, quote unquote, she's not the star, and she just loves supporting Alexis Jensen and then doing her part on this team, and she does it so well.
2 extra base hits for Fromm. Here's Hannah Kuhl. High and tight, ball 1.
I keep thinking about what Ronda Revelle said to us. This is a player-led team. Practice on Sunday, she said, I didn't really know how to end it. And she looked to her captains, Fromm being one of them, Kuzak being one of them, and immediately they knew right what to say. And that's this group. They always know what to do in the right moments.
That ball gets away from Blomberg, and Fromm scoots to 3rd. Ronda Revelle, as we look back at the wild pitch.
And Fromm just reads, ball hits dirt, I go. The best runners are able to do that.
One of the ways Rhonda Revelle has described her team has been a player-led team. That was one of the examples she gave, asking the captains unprompted for their thoughts after practice one day, and they had their answers ready to go. It's not the customary way Rhonda Revelle wraps up a practice, but a sign that her leadership group was locked in.
One of the books she had her team read it was called The Carpenter, and she said, I want this group to move from being the carpenter to the craftsman, and we're getting close to being the craftsman.
Core works a 4-pitch walk.
And that's where a team like them, they just wear you down. You might be right there with them, but towards the end, they're the ones pumping all of that energy, and you're just exhausted. And right now, Jacobson, look at her pitch count. She's at 117. She's still trying to find whatever ounce she has left in the tank because she's been giving it her all against some of the best hitters in the nation.
Anna Kamenson knocks it off Olivia Bark at third. Conjure has no play at short. Fromm scores, and Nebraska leads 5-0.
Continuing to pour on pressure on this infield, and that's a really tough play to make for Bark. Goes off her glove, a good job by Conjure, trying to keep it in the infield. But Fromm, again, so good at reading. Ball goes down, I go.
Core up on second now. Ava Kuzak takes inside at the knees. And so Nebraska lost in Game 3 to Tennessee in Knoxville at the Tennessee Super Regional. The 2 games they lost in that series were by 1 run, and that really impacted the attitude that Nebraska took into the offseason and then this season. How do we find ways to win those 1-run games?
For them, it was players in situations they've never been. Look at Ava Kuzak, for example. Last year, she looked at Ron Revelle after Super Regionals. She said, did you know that was my first postseason? And Revelle she was, I had no idea, because she came from Wisconsin. But again, even though they were an older team, only Fromm had been in those big postseason moments. So it wasn't a learning experience for everybody, and they've come out stronger because of it. And what won't beat them next time is experience, because they have a wealth of that now.
Kuzak was first team all Big Ten last season for the Huskers. And the 2-1 is lifted in the air to right. Play made, and the throw back to the diamond. That's Core now on third base as there are runners at the corners. Right fielder for Wisconsin, by the way, is Addison Blomberg. Hillary's sister. Hillary in the crouch right now as Farrell rolls a foul up along third.
The Blomberg sisters got to play together for the first time this summer in the Madison Nightmares, the College Summer League, then carried that over to playing in college. And when you talk to Coach Healy, she said, Hillary is just so much calmer having her sister on her team. And for their family, they love it. They don't have to split their time anymore. They could watch both of their daughters compete in Madison.
That's Kamenson, who scoots up to second on the play.
Nebraska's hungry to continue to extend their lead. They know nothing can be taken for granted.
Two outs, 2 on. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck her out with a rise ball. Nebraska strands 2, but they scratch 1 more across, and the Badgers are down 5 with 3 outs to work with.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. New jobs, new projects. Celebrate your new year with quality tools and savings at Harbor Freight. Going on now. Don't miss unbeatable deals at Harbor Freight's Spring Black Friday. Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better protection from online threats. Get NordVPN now.
Fighting through forms for new car insurance rates can take forever. Count on Intuit Credit Karma to show you personalized rates from top providers so you can get to the coverage you need ASAP. Download the app to get started.
This is Bombas. They took socks and asked what if they could be way more comfortable? What if comfort could be for everyone? At Bombas, one purchased equals one donated. Get 20% off your first order at bombas.com.
Sometimes the best way to tell people you love them is to let a grill full of Kingsford do the talking. Kingsford, savor it.
Saturday, it's a huge spring volleyball doubleheader. First, the Huskers take the court in South Dakota for action against Iowa State. Then, the Nittany Lions host Villanova. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Big Ten Network.
Nothing like some good two-box action on a Friday night in Big Ten softball. Nebraska, Wisconsin heads into the home stretch. Minnesota, Washington to come as our triple header continues.
Two of the most beautiful stadiums and cities we have in the Big Ten, with all of the water they're working around.
That ball gets into the bullpen. Heck of an effort by Ava Kuzak and the left fielder Nat Hill for Nebraska, but it's a long foul ball, strike one for Danny Lucy.
That alone would fire me up if I was Jensen in the circle. You just had your shortstop sprint all the way to left field, try to make a backwards diving play, and even Bland going over the wall. That's the type of attitude you want, people who are going 100% behind you.
Strike two. But to your point, you can't see it anymore because it's dark in Madison, but Lake Mendota, the water backdrop to Goodman Diamond, couldn't see it on that long foul ball 2 pitches ago.
And Jensen trying to explore with her changeup down in the dirt. That's a pitch she hasn't had to really level down for a strikeout pitch today, which I think is really dangerous that she still has that in her back pocket come later on in this series, because she's just been able to get Wisconsin on her rise ball. That's what's led to her 8 strikeouts so far in today's game.
Badgers stranded 5 runners on base over the course of the first 3 innings. And since then, Alexis Jensen has retired 12 in a row. Lucy battling here.
Lucy's such a neat story when you talk about that Wisconsin pride. She's from Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. She started as a walk-on and has earned her way to be a scholarship player. She never played outfield before college, but Coach Ely just saw her speed and said, I could make a really good player out of her. And her bat's been a great gift as well.
She chased strike 3, but got a piece, a foul ball. Alexis Jensen doesn't think so.
Again, she's just so honest as a first-year player. I love it, but this is an off-speed pitch. She is gonna break down in the zone. Lucy goes fishing. Farrell unable to contain it. Does a great job hustling after. But Lucy stays alive in this count.
Another 2-2. Strike 3 called.
Jensen, so stoic. She says, you don't like that one? I'm gonna give you one better. She's been on another level today. The first year chasing an All-American campaign and largely deserving the way she works all parts of the zone. She'll expand you up, she'll expand you out, and now we're seeing her expand you down, but it's the fire she has in her belly, and I love when she puts it on display. She's so passionate, and she's so close with Rhonda Revelle. Coach Revelle told us it's weekly chats with Lex, and it's something she looks forward to, and she's never had a player who just wants to check in every week, wants to watch film, and constantly, how can I be better?
Well, what happened when they met this week for the first time?
They both brought their notebooks, which Rhonda was so excited about because usually it's just Coach Ravel who brings her notebook. And this time, Lex, she's learning. The first-year player, she's learning. She brought her notebook, too.
Here's the freshman out of Seymour, Wisconsin, Addison Wary, with her first plate appearance of the night. Ball one. Wary hitting in the 7-hole for Mackenzie Foster. Two and nothing.
What's special when you look up and down both of these teams' rosters, so many have players from their own state. We've been talking a ton about the Wisconsin natives. You look at Alexis Jensen, Jordy Fromm, both from the state, and so many other players. It's a kudos to their coaching for finding their talents and keeping them in the state.
Well, you've mentioned playing at Goodman Diamond in the Wisconsin high school state tournament, and that serves as a great recruiting ground for Wisconsin head coach Yvette Healy. She develops her relationships with high school coaches and umpires in part because Goodman Diamond hosts the state tournament every year. Great way to see the best and the brightest in the state.
And she's had a lot of umpires and coaches who will come up to her and say, hey, you have to take a look at the player. This player, and some of them are on the roster competing today.
So Addison Wary comes in and works a 5-pitch walk on Alexis Jensen. Runner on with 1 out in the 7th.
I love the way she celebrates that. She's bringing some sort of life to her dugout.
Moments away from first pitch between Minnesota and Washington. We'll get you out to Seattle as soon as we wrap up here in Madison. That game currently on the Fox Sports app.
That's Morgan Reimer in the circle, one of the leading pitchers in the nation. She's getting closer to that 20-win season mark as only a sophomore.
Kaylee Whitten takes a strike on the corner. Mackenzie Foster back in the game as the first base runner for the Badgers. Here's the 0-1. So Nebraska 30-6 on the season and ranked 5th in the country. Washington, number 22, we'll see them next. Whitten pops it up on the diamond. Camdenson drops it. And Foster is out at second base. Huge break for Nebraska. They still get a putout.
And sometimes the ball finds you and they know you're just having a crazy day. And again, we talk about so many of these players on these fly balls are losing it in the lights, but take a look at Kuzak. How smart to be on second base just in case. She's prepared in this situation. Camden gathers, makes the throw. That's how you're resilient.
So Wisconsin is challenging the, I thought they said the out at first base. Maybe they meant the out at second base, but.
Either way, I think it's a really good time to use your challenge. Both head coaches have 2 in a game. We haven't seen either use it so far.
So there is the drop. Mackenzie Foster, the base runner. Looks like she's tagged on the left shoulder by Ava Kuzak. She wasn't tagged, actually, upon that angle there, and it was a force.
This is a really good time to reset as an infield as well. But just impressed with the way Nebraska, that's a weird out that they were able to mentally stick with it and continue to make the play. And honestly, great base running there. Just understanding the situation and hustling.
Call confirmed. As you said, at this moment of the game, Wisconsin, with nothing to lose, might as well challenge.
We have so many teams right now where every game matters. Nebraska's game matters. Washington, this win matters, because these are the top 2 teams in our Big Ten standings. And they can't take one game for granted.
Badgers down to their final out. It's Hannah Conger in the 9-hole.
And I thought it was really neat how much Coach Healy said Conger loves playing at home. It's really special for her family. Her father played basketball at Wisconsin, so they're huge Badger fans. And she goes, I remember when Conger first put on her uniform in a fall ball game, she was teary-eyed because how much it meant to her.
Conger not quite an in-state product. She's from Gurnee, Illinois, just over the state line. But Chicagoland has long been a pipeline for Wisconsin students and Wisconsin student athletes.
Especially with Healy being from the Chicago area, coach at Loyola Chicago before she went to Madison. She tends to recruit from both.
Played her college softball at DePaul, of course, another Chicago institution. Final strike now for Wisconsin.
And taking a look at the pitch count, this has been an unbelievable outing we are seeing by Alexis Jensen. The first-year player to be this deficient. If she can finish the game around that 100 mark, she keeps her arm fresh for other games.
Sitting on 9 strikeouts.
The poise we are seeing from a first-year player. She is somebody who's going to go on not only to have an impactful first year, but just an unbelievable career. And Rhonda Revelle can feel that in her. She's a learner.
Coach Revelle calls the pitches. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off. We'll do it again.
Conger battling here. She's had 1 strikeout already today against Jensen. But right now, 1 swing of the backhand changes. Just focus on getting on base.
Quick turnaround for the Saturday game in this series tomorrow, noon Central Time. You know, you take momentum into that game for sure. Strike 3 called, and the putout at first base ends this game. A 10th strikeout for the freshman Alexis Jensen as she shuts out a top 5 offense in the Big Ten. For Sydney Supley, Glenn Hallis, our producer, and Matt Littke, our director, I'm Chris Foster, saying good night from Madison. To Seattle we go for Minnesota and Washington.
And we welcome you into part 3 of our triple header on the Big Ten Network.